Hey friends, we're here for our second part of Easter Love Letters from God. There we go. We are going to read the part that says what love looks like. Now, this part of the book is about a secret supper that Jesus had for his disciples. And his disciples were his followers. They were 12 men, and they went around while Jesus taught, and they helped see miracles being performed, like the big picnic where Jesus took the loaves and fishes from the little boy and fed the whole crowd, or when there was sickness and people were healed. The disciples went with him all over, and so Jesus had a special meal for them. So we're going to read about that. Okay, it says the disciples were excited, and here's Jesus and here's the disciples. You can see their feet and their sandals. Now remember, they walk on the ground all day, every day, and so their feet are really dirty. And so Jesus has some water right here, and we're going to figure out what he's going to do with that. But it says they were excited. Jesus had invited them to a secret supper, but they'd been walking through the dusty streets of Jerusalem all day. And by the time they reached the special room, their feet would be filthy. And filthy means dirty, disgusting, gross. Have you ever played in the mud or the dirt and then you came back in and your feet were really gross? This is kind of what their feet looked like. Thank goodness a servant would be there to wash their feet for them. Now, typically, there was someone there that in the house that they would wash your feet before you came in. Now, in our house, we don't allow shoes on our floor. In our house, we make you take your shoes off at the door because our shoes, see the bottom of them? They're really gross and they carry lots of germs and things and sickness, and so they knew that, and so they would wash their feet before they went into a home, and usually a servant would do that, someone who worked for the family. They didn't want their dirty feet at dinner time, and they were going to eat with a king. Now, who's the king? Jesus. That's who they're talking about. They're so excited because they're going to eat dinner with a king. Can you imagine eating dinner with a king? What would you eat? Oh, I can't even begin to imagine what I would want to eat, but I know Jesus had something special planned for them. But a surprise was waiting for the disciples. When they arrived at the room, there was no servant there. Jesus was kneeling on the floor, and a bowl full of soapy water was next to him, and he had a towel tied around his waist. Can you see it? What do you think he's going to do? Right there in that room, Jesus showed his disciples what love looked like. He took their feet in his hands and washed them just like a servant would, and the hands that created the world washed their feet. Remember, Jesus is God's son, and God created the world. The special one from heaven made the disciples feel that they were the special ones. Can you imagine a king washing your feet? Can you see? Jesus is doing it right there. That's what love looks like, Jesus said. Love tells people how special they are, and love makes someone feel wonderful. When I am gone, go into the world and take love with you. The disciples didn't understand that Jesus was going to leave them, but they understood what love looked like because the King of Love had shown them. In John 13:35, he says, if you love one another, everyone will know that you are my disciples. And we're going to read our letter right here. See, Jesus is washing feet, and they're watching. It says, Dear, and then your name. Did you know that the disciples did what Jesus asked them? They never forgot how Jesus washed their feet that night, and they never forgot how much Jesus loved them. So they took that love into the world, and you can do the same. Never forget how much Jesus loves you. Show that love to others. If you do that, everyone will know that you are one of his disciples. So people will know that you love Jesus by how you love them. So today, I want to challenge you to show love to somebody in your house, or a friend, or someone that you may not even know. Maybe you can send a card in the mail to somebody just to tell them that you love them. And that's showing Jesus' love, maybe by doing your chores before you're asked, or maybe helping mom or dad with something around the house, or whoever you live with, or maybe helping a sibling doing something, or doing it for them. You know, that's a sweet thing. So that's my challenge for you, boys and girls, today, is to go and show Jesus's love. All right, I'll see you guys later.